My thumb hit too many notes there. All right, we are back. We are back, Jim, here on the show, and it's been so much fun so far. We got a few more things we're going to do here today. I'm going to try to get a few questions in also, but we're going to try something we haven't done in a while. We're only going to do a short match because we haven't done this in a while. But the requests have been there. We have heard the demand. A Jim Cornette watch-along. It's time to bring that back and get ready for more in 2026, but tease everyone with a short one right now.
We're trying to figure out how to do this so that everybody can play along, because when we're watching something, ads pop up for certain people in certain places and things, and I don't know how this works, but we're gonna go to the WWE Vault YouTube compilation that had 2 hours of Rock and Roll and Midnight Express matches. We're just going to do the first one and watch that. It's a nice little short thing, and see if that works out for everybody.
What do you think of the name of the video itself? Tag Team Wrestling's Greatest Rivalry? 2 hours.
Well, I don't know why they put a question mark on the end of it,
well,
but otherwise than that, it pretty much summed it up.
Does it need a question mark? That's the question.
No, it doesn't. Tag Team Wrestling's Greatest Rivalry. And then 2 hours of Rock and Roll and Midnight. I don't know if they put the best stuff, the best 2 hours, but there was a few things in here that I hadn't seen in a while. But when you've got such a plethora of things to choose from, how can you narrow it down?
Once again, this is on YouTube. The name of the video, Tag Team Wrestling's Greatest Rivalry. 2 hours of Rock and Roll Express versus Midnight Express from the WWE Vault channel. Some people, including us, may get hit with ads. If you're on YouTube Premium, you won't. But we're going based on these timestamps, and we're going to watch together with no audio.
Well, and I guess we should say the first match is, to set the scene for this. This was Mid-South Wrestling Television. We taped it on April 25th, 1984. And basically, the previous week, I had signed an open contract for any team that wanted to challenge the Midnight Express for the Mid-South Tag Team title, with certain conditions. All of the babyface teams in the territory were specifically mentioned as not being eligible, because I had some reason. We won't face the Rock and Roll Express. We won't face Hacksaw Duggan and Magnum T. We won't face any of these people, right? None of the babyface teams, but it's an open contract. And then earlier in this program, we had beaten Greg Kozlov and Jason Walker. And then the second match, we had beaten John King and Tony Torres. And then we're standing around in the ring waiting for our next challenger. We can do this all night. And that's when Boyd Pierce and his green couch cover is about to make the announcement of our third opponents. That's kind of the scene that we've got going here.
That's right. Taped at the end of April 1984. And what we'll do is we'll play some of this audio so you can break down you and Boyd Pierce interacting before the match begins. So let's go to this before we do the watch along of the actual match.
This is your second standby bout and third match for the Mid-South Tag Team Championship. One fall or television time remaining. We have already introduced the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. I have news. Matchmaker Grizzly Smith told me during the last commercial break that we have new challengers coming in for this next match. They have purchased the open contract and will be the challengers for the title. It's Mr. Wrestling and Mr. Wrestling number 2.
Hey, there's some kind of mistake going on here, Boyd Pierce, and somebody's behind it. That is not the way that things are supposed to be.
I don't care the way the thing's supposed to be.
I gave a list. They weren't on the list. I didn't think they were. All right,
Mr. Wrestling and Mr. Wrestling and Mr. Wrestling 2 were heels. I didn't think to put them on the list.
And for anyone confused, Mr. Wrestling here is the wrestler you would all know as Mr. Wrestling 2. He decided he was number 2 to nobody.
Yeah.
When he turned heel actually for the first time there. And he became Mr. Wrestling. Mr. Wrestling 2 became Hercules Hernandez.
Correct, because Hercules had been one of the assassins with Jody Hamilton in the Carolinas when he came to Louisiana, and he still had the mask, so that he was briefly Mr. Wrestling 2 alongside, as you said, the original Mr. Wrestling 2. And then when 2 left the territory, they took the mask off Hercules. He became my bodyguard.
Let's go back to this audio. Boyd Pierce giving you the bad news.
We've already beat Wrestling 2 and some of his proteges. We can do it again.
They were not on your list of exceptions. Here they are, the challengers, Mr. Wrestling.
Okay, and here we go.
Cornette was upset.
Well, Jim, real quick, let's stop because the action's about to begin. The timestamp on this video is 1 minute, 3 seconds. 1 minute and 3 seconds. Press play now.
And it basically, we're just going to jump them at the start and get into the fight. And then as they get the robes off, when the boys have time to look, they realize, oh shit, it's the Rock and Roll Express. And the fans are saying it's the Rock and Roll. And they have not, at this point, at that point, I didn't know whether to wind my ass or scratch my watch because Robert went with the drop kick. Ricky was going to punch me. So I just kind of went in the middle. But now the fans know what's going on. They have not had the opportunity to see the Midnight and the Rock and Roll except for a time or two before. We had the program where we won the belts from Wrestling 2 and Magnum TA. And then we had the one TV match with the Rock and Roll because they were still involved in a program with the Russians. And that was just a little tease to show the fans what it would be like. Then we did the angle with Watts, and we're in the middle of the last Stampede tour. So by the time this is going to show, the Stampede is finishing up, and now we've got some type of personal issue going on with the Rock and Roll Express. And look how sharp Ricky is. Every movement that Ricky Morton made was just so sharp and meant something. And again, Dennis Condrey, he put himself in a hammerlock. Dennis was never lost. He was always in the right position. He was leading the matches. And then again, these guys, what did we do on the age list? Robert is 25, Ricky's 27, Bobby's 26, Dennis is barely 30. And all we had to do was show, again, look at the Beal and the head scissors. And boom, in that ring, sometimes it was a little hard. All we had to do was show the people how fucking much action they were going to see and then give them a personal issue because they already liked the rock and roll and they already hated us. So once we got legitimate heat with them, that's why it fucking drew. And this is all called in the ring. Nobody's going to make a big mistake. We know we've only got 3 or 4 minutes after the bell. Bobby's just incredible. And Robert Gibson, you can see the shape he was in and the way he could move at that point. He's overlooked because he was partners with Ricky. And now we got to slow it down just a second while the people are screaming and chanting rock and roll so that we're going to go to the finish in a minute because we ain't got much more time. If we were going 100 miles an hour into the finish, then when we go 100 miles an hour in the finish, it wouldn't make any fucking sense. And I'm droning on, Brian, but feel free to jump in.
No, you're telling the story, and that's what people want to hear. I mean, this is all 4 of these guys. Can't even say at their peak because their peak continued for quite a while.
And there's a false tag. Ronnie West, the referee, didn't see it. It was behind his back. Robert Gibson over the top rope. That's a disqualification at that point in time in Mid-South. We should have been disqualified, but the referee didn't see it again. Now we're going to go for our finish that we've been using on Ricky Morton, but he overbalances, boom, shoves Dennis into Bobby, and then rolls Dennis up as fucking Hoot is going to try on these rubber band ropes to get a superplex. And there we go. Double cover. 1, 2, 3. It would have been a little smoother had the ropes had any tension in them whatsoever. But nevertheless, that's how the Rock and Roll Express, boom, won the tag team titles. It gave us the ultimate bitch. We didn't even know we were going to wrestle them till they hit the ring. They lied and obscured their identity. And then we come in this impromptu match and get beat in a manner like that because the referee was all out of position. And then once that played, then we started on a program with them. And then the next thing we needed to do was fuck them up, which shortly afterwards, right when the last Stampede ended, that's exactly what we fucking did.
What can you tell me about that ring, the Irish McNeil Boys Club?
Oh, well, it wasn't just the ring itself. It could be good. It's just you never knew who was going to set it up because they had people that hung around the Irish McNeil Boys Club set the fucking ring up. And if they got somebody new, the ropes, you couldn't support yourself on them. You just had to kind of work around it. And it'd be a couple weeks later on the next TV, we would do a contract signing where I'd put up $50,000 to get another title match with the Rock and Roll. And then we had that on TV the following time where that's when we ethered them and fucked them out of the fucking belts. And that really started the heat that we ran with all summer.
Summer of '84. I can't even think of or hear Van Halen jump without thinking of the Rock and Roll Express in their car. Super date at the Superdome. There it is, the Rock and Roll Express versus Midnight Express from Mid-South Wrestling as seen on YouTube.